Paper number 689. Now paper number 689, question number 66. If it is possible to make a meaningful word from the second, third, sixth. Second one is what? O. Now first let us write down the letters here, O, and third letter is W, and next one sixth letter. What is the sixth letter here? 3, 4, 5, 6, F, and the eighth letter is L. Yes, tell me what are the words that can be found with the help of this? First, W-O-L-F, wolf. Next one, foul, F-O-W-L, foul, isn't it? Yes, anything else? F-L-O-W, flow. Hence, in total, we can able to form 3 words. Hence, what is your answer here? And if only 2 words can be found, then mark Y as your answer. And if more than 2 words can be found, more than 2 words, Z is your answer. Z, that is given in choice 3. Now, this is about question number 66, choice 3. Then coming to question number 67. Mr. Y started walking along a circular path in anti-clockwise directions around the field, isn't it? Then when he had walked X meters, he observed that he needed to walk X meters more, isn't it, to reach the starting point. That means from the entire distance he has covered only half of the distance, isn't it? Now let us take, this is the starting point of this one, Y. From here first he traveled in the anti-clockwise direction and in the circular field, isn't it? That is clearly given circular field. Hence after reaching to this place, that is X, after covering this X meters, that means he reached to this place. Then rather than covering this entire thing, now he has decided not to go this one and he covered along this direction, isn't it? The shortest route. Now from this point the shortest route is only this one. And so what is the shortest distance here? And he walked such a long distance, therefore he followed the shortest route and reached the starting point by walking 1400 meters. Now the total distance he traveled along this is 1400 meters. What is this 1400 meters? 1400 meters is nothing but the diameter, isn't it? Now the diameter, that is 2D, equals to how much? Diameter, that is 2R, equals to 1400 meters. Hence R equals to how much? R equals to 700 meters. Now we got this radius. As radius is here, now he is moving along the circumference, isn't it? Hence now we need to find out total circumference, that is 2 pi R, that is 2 into 22 by 7. And what is our R here? R is 700. And 7, and this one how many times it goes? And 100. Hence 22 into 2, 44. Hence 4400. Isn't it? But as the total distance is how much? 4400. But whereas he traveled only half of this one. Half of this one means 4400 divided by 2. He covered 2200 along this X. And apart from this one, this 1400. Now 2200 plus 1400. It will be 3600, that is given in choice 4. Clear? Total distance is 4400, out of which he covered only half of the distance, 2200. Along with this one, the diameter is how much? 1400. 2200 plus 14, and it is 3600, choice 4. Then coming to question number 68, 69 and 70. Now in this one there are 10 rows and 6 columns of boys. There are 10 rows and 6 columns. And so how many rows are there? There are 10 rows. And how many columns? There are only 6 columns in this one. Now 10 rows and 6 columns, tell me how to represent the diagram here. Now 10 rows and 6 columns. Yes, tell me how many rows are there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And so on more. That is in total we have some 10 rows. And 10 rows, and how many columns are there? 6 columns. Now 6 columns, this is the first column, and this is the second column 2. Now this is 3, 4, 5 and 6. 10 rows and 6 columns. Now in this 10 rows and 6 columns, there are 10 rows and 6 columns of boys. In each row consists of 6 boys. In each row how many boys are there? There are 6 boys. And all of them are facing towards west. L, K, X, Z are on the immediate right of H, F, G and T. Now H, F, G and T. Now to this H, who is the immediate right hand side? All of them are facing. And L is to the immediate right of H, and F is to the, and K is to the immediate right of whom? K is to the immediate right of F, Fk, isn't it? And similarly Gx and Tz, Gx and finally T and Zt or Tz. Now Tz, isn't it? Tz, Z is to the immediate right hand side of Z, isn't it? Hence Lk, Xz are on the immediate right of H, F, G and T respectively. And at the same time HF, G and T. Now he is talking about HF, G and T are in the front of D, L, K and X. Now H is in front of what respectively is given? H is in front of D. Now this H is in front of D, H is in front of D. At the same time H is in front of D, F is in front of L, F is in front of L, and next one G is in front of K. Now this G is in front of K and T is in front of X. Now T is in front of X. This is what the information given, isn't it? Then at the same time, and at least 4 persons are ahead of Z in this column. In this column how many persons are there? At least 4 persons. At least 4 persons are there ahead of this Z. Hence Z cannot be, now Z cannot be 1, 2, 3, 4, isn't it? Hence Z must be up to here only, from here bottom, isn't it? 4 or more than 4 can be before this Z. At least, because the word at least is given. Hence if Z can be here, there are 5 persons, isn't it? Or if Z can be here, there are 6 persons ahead of Z. If there is Z here, 4 persons and so on. Hence Z can be starting from the 5th row to any one of the bottom rows. Then if Z is like this, then what is information here? H and L. H and L. H is to the immediate right hand side, L is to the immediate right hand side of H, isn't it? And H and L, this information I have taken. L is to the immediate right hand side of H, and this whatever this D, and H is to the immediate right of D, isn't it? H is to the immediate right of D and L is like this. As L is here, and who is in front of L? F is in front of L, we have taken this information. F is here, immediate right hand side of F is K, K is here. If K is here, G must be before this one. If G is here, and X is immediately before this one. If X is here, immediately before X is T, and Z will be here. And this is how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 persons were placed. As these persons were placed here, now based on this condition, tell me how many different ways we can have these persons. Now if you fix this Z at this place, Z is here, then T will be here. If T is here, X will be here. X is here, G will be here. G is here, below this G, K is here. And K is here, immediate left hand side of K is F. If F is like this, L is here, L is here, H is here, H is here, D is here. Done? Then, now this is one possibility. Now see whether is there any second possibility in this one apart from this. Now this is one possibility. If you take D at this place, D is here. Then what happens here? H will be here. If H is here, L is here. L is here, then F is here. F is here, K will be here. K is here, G will be here. And G is here, X will be here. X is here, T will be here. Then Z will be here. Now here also if Z is here, then also at least 4 persons were there. And how many different possibilities we have? We have some 2 different possibilities. Isn't it? It is not clearly given that exactly 4 persons are ahead of this Z. If it is about 4 persons, then we will get only one possibility. But is at least is there. At least means 4 or more than 4 persons can be before this Z. One more condition. What is that condition here? At least 4 persons are ahead of Z in this column. Similarly, at least 1 person is behind D. As at least 1 person is behind D, then all these green will be left over. Clear? If this information is not given, then 2 different possibilities. And then, now at least 1 person is behind this D, and the last case with all this blue will be ruled out. Now we are left with only the green component. Done with this? Then question number 68. How many persons hold positions in G's column ahead of him? G's column ahead of him. Tell me how many persons are there in G's column ahead of him. Else how many persons are there? There must be exactly 5 persons. 5 persons, that is choice 1. Then question number 69. How many persons occupy the positions to the left hand side of G? Left hand side of G, there are 3 persons. Isn't it? 3 persons left hand side of G. Choice 2. Then question number 70. If only G occupies place between B and K. Now between B and K, there must be exactly, who is that person? G. And there is exactly one person between K and G. Then, if only G occupies the place between B and K. Now in between B and K, G is the only person. Only G occupies between B and K. Hence B will be somewhere here, isn't it? And B is to the immediate left hand side of whom? Immediate left hand side of T. Then who occupies the place on the immediate right of B? Immediate right hand side of B is T, that is choice 2. Now this is about question number 68 to 70. Clear enough? Then 71 onwards, question number 71 to 75. Now in this one, input, send book 98 and so on. How many elements are there in the given input here? There are some 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 elements. How many steps are there? 6 steps are there. 8 elements and 6 steps are there, which implies that in each step, exactly one element has been arranged here. Then find out the logic in this one, book, fate, glamour and send. Now these 4 words are arranged in the alphabetical order, B, F, G and S. And the remaining numbers 98, 63, 37, 13. Now the numbers in the descending order. Words in the alphabetical order, numbers in the descending order, first 2 words, followed by 2 numbers, again 2 words, again 2 numbers and so on. Then coming to this arrangement here, now input and step 1 if you observe here, book is coming to the first place, isn't it? All the remaining elements will be shifted to the next position. The next one, and after this one fate. Now fate is coming to the second place, book and fate. All the remaining will be shifted to the next position. After this book and fate, then what is the next one here? 98. Now this 98 is coming to the third place, isn't it? Book and fate. Now 98 arranged at the third place. All the remaining will be shifted to the next position. And the next one is 63. Now we are adding this 63 at the fourth place in step 4. After this 63, then glamour is there. Now we are arranging this glamour at the 5th position in step 5. After this glamour, we should have send. Send was already there at the same place. Now we are left with 13 and 37. If 37 comes before this one, all these elements will be arranged in an order. Clear? And this is about question number 71 to 74. Now these 5 questions are based on the same pattern and it's different inputs, right? Now different inputs. As step 3 of an input is given, then which of the following steps will be last but one step? As step 3 is given, last but one step. As how many of you worked out this one completed? Chesara? Then, as how you had done this one? For each and every step you have taken, then, because here, unlike the previous type of questions in input output, we used to have only single input. But as here, for each and every question, there is a separate input here. Now, let us start working out this one. Now, question number 71. Step 3 of an input is. What is step 3 of an input here? Step 3. As tell me what is this boy? Earn. Next one 84. Next is toy. And 20, 20, 22. And after this one 20, 22, 4 and 40. P and 40. Isn't it? Now, finally, now this is step 3. After this step 3, what is the final output here? In the final output, yes, tell me what should the order here? B, E, next one the numbers in the descending order. What is the highest number here? 84. Next one is 40. After this 40, B, E, P and T. After this P and T, the remaining numbers 22 and 20. And this should be the final output. Isn't it? As this is the final output here. Now in the classroom we have discussed about this one. First we need to represent the 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Now 84 is the third, must be at the third position. And this is 4, isn't it? And this is 5, this is 6, and this is 7, and this is 8. Now what is the method here? The method is shifting. Now the question is about which among the following is the last but one step. Now we need to identify what is the final step, and before that one how many steps are required. Now in step 3, by step 3 tell me, now sir, here this is 1, 2 and 84 is at the third place, and T, what is the number of this T? 6. And next one is 20 is 8, and 22 is what? 22 is 7, and P is what? P is 5, and 40 is 4. Now this is step 3. In the class we have discussed about this shifting. It is based on shifting, isn't it? As it is based on shifting here, then by 3 steps I could able to arrange 3. Next I need to have 4th element. fourth element in the fourth position. Where is 4 here? 4 is at the last position. Before this 4 there are bigger numbers or not? 5, 7, 8 and 6 are the bigger numbers. Hence in order to bring this 4 to the place ahead of all this, I need one step, that is the fourth step. Follow the next one. After this one, next 5. Now before this 5, 6, 7 and 8 are the numbers are there. They are bigger than this 5. And to bring this 5 ahead of all these 6, 7 and 8, I need one more step, that is the fifth step. By step 5 I could able to arrange 5. Then next one 6. 6 was already there at the same place. Is there any bigger number to 6 ahead of this one? No. Hence by step 5 I could able to arrange 6 elements. Then 7 and 8 were there. Now between these two 7 and 8, now if 7 comes to this place, and obviously now in order to bring this 7 I need one more step or not. Hence obviously 8 will be shifted to the next position. And these 3 plus 3, 6 steps are required to get the final output. The question is about the previous one, that is step 5 is the answer. For your explanation purpose I have written the entire thing, but whereas for you it is not at all required. Why it is not required here? First we need to write down these numbers according to their position in the final output. On class lo discuss chesam deni gurinchi, isn't it? Hence whenever it is not based on a single input, isn't it? And this is how you need to work out. If it is based on a single input, 5 steps will be there, 5 or 6 steps in each and every step there will be a question. Hence at that time we need to work out the entire procedure. But as here for each and every question we are not supposed to work out like that. And 71, what is the answer we are getting here? Choice 1. Then S, shall I explain anything else or not required? Remaining chestar ila? Because all these are based on single input, you have to work out this method only. Then after this one, question number 71 to 74, next one is 75 to 79. Now this question number 77 to 75 to 79. Now these questions are based on what? A, B, D, F and P, R, S and T are the 8 professionals working in different departments. Finance, HR, marketing, advertisement, IB, IT, operation and so on. We have some 8 in, but not necessarily in the same order. They live in 3 different colonies. What are those 3 colonies here? Vasant and Srikans and Defense Colony. Now in this one, tell me it comes under which category? Common distribution, that is parameter. Why it is common? Because there are only 3 colonies were there, 8 persons were there, more than 1 person is residing in each of these colonies. Hence, as it comes under common parameter, now we have to divide this one according to the parameter. As tell me what are the parameters here? Now the first one is the colony, Vasant colony. And after this one is Srikans. Now Srikans, and what is the next one here? Defense colony. Now this is what the information we have. These 8 persons are staying in these 3 different colonies and each of them is working in a different department. And defense colony with not more than 3 of them in any colony and not more than 3 in any one of the colonies. That means what is the possibility we can have? And now in 2 of this one, 3 and in 1 there must be only 2. Then Divya is either in. Yes, tell me who are the persons here. The persons are A, B, D, F, A, B, D, F, P, R, S and T. Now there are 8 persons. Then condition number 1, Divya is either in advertisement or in marketing. Now this Divya is either in advertisement or marketing. Advertisement or marketing. Advertisement or marketing is for Divya. Next one, Divya is marketing, and Sujata, Akhil and Rupesh are in IT, IB and HR. Sujata is in IT, and next one, who is the person here? Akhil is IB and Rupesh is in HR. Rupesh is in HR, isn't it? Now respectively, because the word respectively is given, hence we have to take in the same order. The next one, Piyush is either in operations or finance. Now this Piyush, now this person is either in operations department or the finance department. Piyush, finance or operation. Next one, Tarun is in R&D. Now Tarun is in R&D. Tarun is in R&D, and R&D professional does not live in Srikunj. That means Tarun is not in Srikunj. T cannot be here, isn't it? Next one, finance professional is in defense colony. Now in this defense colony, finance personnel must be there. And who is the finance personnel here? Either P or someone else, isn't it? Next one, finance professional is in defense colony. Both the persons of Vasant Kanj. Both the persons of Vasant Kanj means how many persons are staying in Vasant Kanj? Only 2. If there are 2 people in Vasant Kanj and the remaining it must be 3 and 3. Isn't it? And both these 2 are not in IT, IB and marketing. IT and IB means now A and S are not working in this one because IT is what? IT is S and IB is A. A and S are not staying in Vasant, and at the same time the person who belongs to marketing is also cannot be in this one. Then next one, both the persons of Vasant Kanj are not in IT, IB and marketing, and Piyush is in defense colony. As Piyush is in defense colony, P is here. Maybe Piyush is finance or something else, isn't it? Either operations or finance. Then Piyush is in defense colony and Farhan is in Srikanj. Now F is in Srikanj and marketing professional. And Farhan is in Srikanj colony and marketing professional is in defense colony. Now finance and marketing in defense colony. And Rupesh and Sujata are in the same colony. Now R and S are staying in the same colony, and same is the case with Divya and Tarun. Divya and Tarun is also are staying in the same colony. Now this is what the information we have. As Divya and Tarun are in the same colony here. What about this Divya here? Divya is either advertisement or marketing, isn't it? Either Divya and this one. Now R and S. Now A and S cannot be here. S cannot be in the Vasant. As S cannot be in the Vasant here, then and Tarun are in the same colony. And T, D and T must be in the same colony, isn't it? No, D and T cannot be in Srikanj. As D and T cannot be in Srikanj, D and T can be either in the Vasant colony or in the defense colony. Defense colony. If D and T are in the defense colony, now let us take. If D and T are in the defense colony. Now if D is here, D can be either marketing or this one, isn't D will be here. Isn't it? Because 2 possibilities, advertisement or marketing. If D is here, now the possibility I am taking with some another color. If D is here, then T will also be along with this one, isn't it? If T is here, then P finance, there is a possibility to this P finance. Hence DTPV here, as DTP is here, F is here. If F is here, R and S. Where should this R and S? R and S. Where should this R and S? S cannot be at this place. As S cannot be here, then where should this R and S? R and S must be together. R and S is here. If F, R, S, P, D, T were done, now we are left with whom? B and inkevaru A and B. A and B are the 2 persons left over, but whereas we cannot have A at this place. Isn't it? That means finally D and T cannot be in defense colony. Are you following this one or not? Now we have taken a possibility. If D and T is in defense colony, then R and S must be in Srikanj. If R and S is in Srikanj, then A must also be in this one. Hence which is not possible here. Hence D and T cannot be here. As D and T cannot be here, then what is the other possibility we have? Yes, tell me what is the other possibility we have? If D and T, can D and T be in Srikanj colony? If you take D and T is in Srikanj colony, F, D and T 3 persons were completed, then R and S will be shifted to this place, but whereas T cannot be in this one, isn't it? And this is again not possible here. Then what is the only possibility we have? D and D in Vasant. Next one, who is the other person here? T. Now T is R and D, isn't it? D can be either advertisement or marketing. As of now it is not there. As marketing is already here, and so D must be advertising. D is advertising. Then F has been done. Now along with this F, then who are the remaining 2 persons? R and S must be here. As R and S are together, then S is what? R is HR and S is IT. Now this R and S cannot be in the defense colony. Why R and S cannot be in the defense colony? Because finance, marketing, R and S is what? HR and IT. In total we will have some 4 persons, which is not possible. Hence R and S cannot be in the defense. Hence R and S must be in Srikanj. If R and S is in Srikanj, R is HR, and what about this S? S is IT, isn't it? Then finance, marketing was done. Then what else is left over here? Now this P can be either finance or operations. And P is either finance or operations. Then along with this one, tell me RS were done A. Where should this A? A must be in the last one. If A is here, A is IB. If A is IB, then what is left over here? Operations is left over. F is operations. If F is operations here, P cannot be operations, P must be finance. hence P will be here. If P is finance, then D can be either advertisement or marketing, out of which D is advertising, and who is the person left over here? Finally B, and B must be marketing. Done with this? Hence, whenever it is given as a common parameter, this is the best way to work on this one, isn't it? We have to divide this one according to the parameters given. Then question number 75, who is in the operation department? Tell me here. The person who is in the operation department is F, that is given in choice 5. Then question number 76, and who are in the Srikanj colony? Yes, tell me F, R and S are in the Srikanj colony, F, R and S, that is choice 4, F, R and S, choice 4. Then question number 77, in which department does Bharat works? Now this B works in which department? Marketing, that is choice 3. And question number 78, and a person who is in a HR department lives in which colony? HR department Srikanj, that is given in choice 2. Then question number 79, now in this 79, which of the following combination is correct? R&D, Tarun Defense Colony, R&D, Tarun Defense Colony. And next one, operations Bharat Srikanj, Bharat is in defense colony, finance PUs and defense, finance PUs and defense. Finance. Now who is in finance here? PUs. And defense colony, that is definitely true, choice 3. Then question number 80. Now this question number 80 is based on a critical reasoning. Now in this one we are well aware that there are warning signs. Warning signs regarding what? Regarding concerning massive climatic changes. Now massive. Now we were already well aware of these massive climatic changes. These climatic changes are reducing plant life. They are reducing plant life. This is the final conclusion what they have decided. Isn't it? The conclusion is that now these are reducing plant life. And reducing plant life. Many hopeful crop growers, here is talking about hopeful crop growers, believe that there will not be an overall negative effect on the plant growth, isn't it? Now in the first statement it has clearly specified it is reducing plant life. Yes. Now in this question number 80, we are well aware that there are warning signs concerning massive climate changes, and these climate changes are reducing plant life. Now in the first statement it is clearly specified, now because of these climatic changes they are reducing plant life, it is reducing the life of these plants. And but whereas many hopeful crop growers believe that there will not be any overall negative effect on the plant growth. అంత క్లియర్గా చెప్పాడు ఫస్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్లో. ఏమని చెప్పాడు చెప్పండి? ఈ క్లైమేటిక్ చేంజెస్ ఇంత విపరీతంగా మారుతున్నాయి కాబట్టి దానివల్ల ప్లాంట్ లైఫ్ చాలా వరకు తగ్గిపోతుంది అన్నాడు. మెనీ హోప్ఫుల్ ప్లాంట్ గ్రోవర్స్ మీన్స్ దీస్ ఫార్మర్స్. వీళ్ళందరూ ఏం చేస్తున్నారు చెప్పండి? నౌ దీస్ పర్సన్స్ ఆర్ అజ్యూమింగ్ దట్ నౌ దేర్ వోంట్ బి ఎనీ ఎఫెక్ట్ ఆన్ దిస్ వన్ ప్లాంట్ గ్రోత్ మీద దీని ఎఫెక్ట్ ఏమీ ఉండదు అని అంటున్నారు. ఎందుకు ఉండదు అన్నారు చెప్పండి? దెన్ now there will not be any overall negative effect on the plant growth population, and due to the fact that, and what is the reason they have cited here? Due to the fact that rainfall should not be altered because of the climatic changes, and because of these climatic changes there won't be any change in the rainfall, there won't be no alteration in this rainfall. Hence, however, for the average plant it is because of the climate change that agriculture technology has an overall role in annual yield. Okay? Now, however, for the average plant, it is because of the climate change that agriculture technology has an overall role in annual. In order to get the annual yield, now this agriculture technology is coming into picture. On which of the following assumptions are those hopeful claims are based? Now, the first one, there is no accurate way to predict a climate change. Now, easy talking anything regarding this one, whether there are accurate way of changing this one. And next one, if patterns of rainfall begin to follow and climate changes, there would be significant damaging effect, isn't it? Now, here the reason what they have cited in this one is, there won't be change in this plant growth, isn't there? Won't be much effect. Why there won't be much effect? Because The reason they have given is there won't be no alteration in the rainfall. మీరు చెప్పినట్టు ఈ క్లైమేట్ చేంజెస్ వల్ల మనకి ప్లాంట్ లైఫ్ ఏమీ పెద్దగా తేడా రాదు అని అన్నాడు. ఫస్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్లో ఏమన్నా చెప్పండి, ఈ క్లైమేటిక్ చేంజెస్ వల్ల ప్లాంట్ లైఫ్ చాలా తగ్గిపోతుంది అన్నారు. కానీ వీళ్ళు అంటుంది ఏంటి, దాంట్లో పెద్ద తేడా ఏం రాదు. ఎందుకు? క్లైమేట్ చేంజ్ ఉన్నంత వరకు కూడా ఉన్నప్పటికి కూడా ఏమవుతుంది చెప్పండి, ప్లాంట్ లైఫ్కి చేంజ్ వస్తుంది అని అన్నారు. కానీ వీళ్ళ ఉద్దేశం ప్రకారం మెనీ హోప్ఫుల్ క్రాప్ గ్రోవర్స్ వీళ్ళు ఏమంటున్నారు చెప్పండి, క్లైమేట్ చేంజ్ అయినప్పుడు కూడా ప్లాంట్ లైఫ్లో ఎటువంటి చేంజ్ పెద్దగా తేడా రాదు అని అన్నారు. ఎందుకు పెద్దగా తేడా రాదు అని చెప్పారు చెప్పండి, ద రీజన్ అండ్ ఆర్ పాపులేషన్ డ్యూ టు ద ఫ్యాక్ట్ దట్ రైన్ఫాల్ షుడ్ నాట్ బి ఆల్టర్డ్. వర్షాలు రైన్ఫాల్ మనకి పెద్ద తేడా పడట్లేదు అన్నారు. యాజ్ లాంగ్ యాజ్ ద రైన్ఫాల్ ఈజ్ సేమ్ యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నౌ దేర్ వోంట్ బి ఎనీ చేంజ్ ఇన్ ద ప్లాంట్ లైఫ్. దట్స్ వాట్ దేర్ అజంప్షన్ ఇస్. And if there is a change in the rainfall, then they will definitely, and this one. Now second one, if patterns of rainfall began to follow the climate change, that means if the rainfall also get altered, then there would be significant damaging effects. As long as there is no effect on the rainfall, there won't be any effect on the plant life. That's what the statement they have done. If there is a change in the rainfall, then definitely there will be a change in the plant life as well. Hence, what is the assumption they have taken? 2 is the assumption. Done? Next one, question number 81. Now in this question numbers 81 to 85, syllogisms 81 to 85, all these are conclusions follows. Yes, 81 to 85. Any doubts in these 5 questions? Yes, question numbers please 81 to 85. Which one should I explain out of this 5? 81 to 85 please, because we are running out of time. Any question out of this 81 to 85? 83. Now question number 83. Now all scooters are buses. All scooters are buses means these are the scooters which are buses, and all bikes are, and this is buses. All bikes are buses. All scooters are buses and all bikes are also buses. Now these are the scooters and these are the bikes, and now these two are what? These two are buses, isn't it? Then 50% of the buses are trains. That means some part of buses are trains. 50% is nothing but some only. Is it not exactly half of this one? Then all buses are either bikes or scooters. Yes, what can we say about this one? All buses are either bikes or scooters. Can you definitely conclude about this one? No, isn't it? Now all the buses are not, only the bikes or scooters. Now this is entire information, this space is there, that space could belongs to anything else, and out of it some part of this 50% of this one belongs to trains also, isn't it? Hence it cannot be. Second one, some scooters or trains is a possibility. Some scooters or trains is possible or not? Affirmative statement. Now we can able to derive like this. Hence what is your answer? Only conclusion 2 is follows, that is choice 1. 83 is choice 1. Next 84. Now question number 84. Now in this question number 84, all apples which are red are tasty. All apples which are red are tasty. Most red are apples. Most of the reds are apples. Now these are reds which are apples. Most is nothing but some only, isn't it? Most is what? Most is some. As most is some, then all apples which are red, all the apples which are most red are apples. All apples which are red means, tell me, now in this one these are red and these are apples, isn't it? Now tell me, he is talking about which region? All apples which are red are tasty means here he is talking about the common region. Now this entire part belongs to what? This entire part belongs to taste, isn't it? The region which is common for this red and apple, and the entire part belong to this tasty. Then most reds are apple, red and apple. Some balls are red. Now some of the balls are red, so we can able to represent like this. Then first one, some reds are tasty. Some reds are tasty, definitely true. Second, some apples are neither red nor ball. Some apples are neither red nor ball, neither nor. Now these are the apples which are neither red nor balls, isn't it? Now as of now it is true. In order to make this one false, now we have to prove the complementary. What is the complementary pair? Now we have to prove all apples are both red and ball. That means single diagram if you take, this will be false. Then what is your answer here? Only one follows, that is choice 2. Now this is about question number 84. Yes, anything else? 81 to 85. 85. Now question number 85. Then tell me what is the information here 85. Now all cups are plates. Now the cups which are plates. Now these are the cups which are plates. All cups are plates. And some of the plates are bowls. Some plates are bowls. And some bowls if they are cups. Some bowls if they are cups. Isn't it? Are also plates. Some bowls if they are cups are also plates. True or not? As some bowls if they are cups. Some bowls if they are cups. As of now, is there any bowl which is a cup? No, isn't it? Hence, but as if at all, if there is any bowl which is a cup, then it has to be like this. And then they are also plates. Then they are also plates is true, isn't it? And some bowls, if they are cups, if at all they are cups, they must be plates. Definitely, yes. And second, all bowls which are not plates are also not cups. All bowls which are not plates are also not cups. True or not? Now these are the bowls which are not, all bowls which are, these are the bowls which are, all bowls which are not plates. Then they are not cups as well, isn't it? Then, now it is what? It is a negative statement. Now in order to make this one false, now we can write this bowl like this. Isn't it? Because affirmative statements we can write as a single diagram, this will be false. Then what is your answer here? Only the first one. Now in the first one, if is not given, then that will be neither nor. Isn't it? If at all, if there is any bowl which is a cup, that must be plate, it is always true. Hence what is your answer? Only one follows. Second, all bowls which are not plates are also not cups. As of now it is true. But as all bowls, if all bowls which are not plates and there is a space there. But as here it is a definite information here, definite conclusion. Now in this definite conclusion, all bowls, these are the bowls which are not plates, are also not cups, suppose. At the same time, if I bring my bowl like this, now in this one, is any bowl which are not plates? No, no at all. Hence I can make this one as false at least once. Isn't it? But as in the first one, the word if is there, as if is there, hence we have to take that one. It is a possible case. Isn't it? Hence what is your answer? Only one follows. Then next one. As question numbers 86 to 90. 86 to 90, these 5 are based on data sufficiency. Now in this data sufficiency 86 to 90, then question number 86, tell me what is the answer here. Now it is based on 3 statements. Whenever these 3 statements were given, now we have to go through the choices only. Then 8 students A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H are seated around a circular table facing the center. Information clearly given, all these persons are facing the center. Now the question is about how many persons are in between C and F. Now we need to find out the number of persons between C and F. Then what about choice 1 here? Choice 1, data in 1 and 2, isn't it? Now first we need to check out 1 and 2 is sufficient or not in order to identify the number of persons between C and F. A is seated second to the right of H. If H is here, A is seated second to the right of H. H is seated third to the right of D. H is seated third to the right of D. D is here. H is seated third to the right of D. And G is seated to the immediate left of F. As G is to the immediate left of F, how many possibilities we can have? G is to the immediate left of F, this is one possibility. And the other possibility, G is to the immediate left of F, there is another possibility. And first one, then C is seated third to the right of A. As C is seated third to the right of A, is it possible at all? No. Hence 1 and 2 cannot be intersected at all. Isn't it? Hence 1 and 2 is ruled out. As 1 and 2 is ruled out, then whatever the second choice, 1 and 3. Now in this 1 and 3, according to this one, we have this information, isn't it? Then C is seated third to the right of A, and A is seated second to the right of H, H is seated third to the right of D, and G is seated immediate left of F. G is to the immediate left of F, this is what the information we have. Then condition number 3, D is seated second to the left of E. D is seated second to the left of E, D is seated second to the left of E, and D is third to the right of G. D is third to the right of G. As D is third to the right of G, is it possible to have D third to the right of G? Not possible. Because as D is already fixed here, as D is already fixed at this place, then G must be in the place of A only. Is it possible? No. Hence 1 and 3 is also not possible. Hence 1, 2 is not possible, 1, 3 is not possible. Then next, what is the next information here? Now we have 2 and 3. Now in this 2 and 3, tell me what is the information in this 2 and 3? Now condition number 2. Now in this condition number 2, and C is seated third to the right of. If A is here, C is seated third to the right of A, 1, 2, 3, C is seated third to the right of A, and is not nearer to E. And is not nearer to E means A is not nearer to E, hence E cannot be in these two places. And next one, and is not nearer to E. F is seated second to the right of B. Now F is seated second to the right hand side of B. Then D is seated second to the left of E, and D is seated second to the left of E, and is third to the right of G. Now D is third to the right of G. As D is third to the right of G, now third to the, and D is seated second to the left of E. As D is seated second to the left of E, then what is the different possibility here? E cannot be at this place. If E is here, then what happens here? Then C and D must be in the same place, which is not possible. Isn't it? Now I am talking about this E. If E is here, then D is seated second to the left of E is not possible. Hence E cannot be at this place. Now same is the case, E cannot be here as well. Isn't it? Hence E cannot be in these four places, hence E can be either here or here. How many possibilities we have? We have some two possibilities. Now in these two possibilities, now we are discussing about this E. Now if E is at this place, now what is the first case here? E at this place. If E is here, D will be here, isn't it? And what is the next case we have? Now in the next case, 8 persons were there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A is here, then C is here. If C is here, then E is here, and D will be here. That is the second possible. Then next one, and C is seated third to the right of A, C is seated third to the right of A, and C is not nearer to E. C is seated not and is not nearer to E. And is not nearer to E means, and this C is not nearer to E. As C is not nearer to E, second case is completely ruled out. Isn't it? Now in the second case we are getting C and E are adjacent to each other. As this case is ruled out, now we are left with only the first case. Then D is seated second to the left of E. D is seated and is third to the right of G. D is third to the right of G means where should this G? G must be here. 1, 2, 3. Then C is an immediate neighbor of H. As C is an immediate neighbor of H, H is here. Then what is the question here? How many persons in between C and F? Yes, any information regarding this one? F is seated second to the right of B, condition number 2. As F is seated second to the right of B, F is here, B will be here. Isn't it? Hence, what is the answer here? 2 and 3 is sufficient to determine the answer. 2 and 3, that is choice 3. Then, question number 87. Now, in this question number 87, tell me what is the question here? It is based on coding and decoding. Now, again the choices, first one, 1 and 2. In a certain code language, increase, what is the code? As what is the code for the word increase in a certain code language? Now we need to identify the code to this word increase. Now in order to identify the code to the word increase, in a certain code 1 and 2, choice 1, increase your business and mind your language. Mind your language, increase, that means your is the word which is common between these two. Your is the word which is common and one code will be common. What is the code here? LAP is common, hence the code to the word your is LAP. Isn't it? Hence the code to the word increase can be either DUH or PUD. Isn't it? Then if you combine the second one, now increase is the word which is common between these. As increase is common here, then one word will be common here, fast and win. And hence we can able to determine the answer. What is your answer here? Choice 1. 1 and 2 is sufficient to determine the code to the word increase. Then next one, question number 88. Now in this 88, among 8 friends A, B, C, D, P, Q, R and S, who is sitting between B and R. Now we need to identify among these 8 persons, and all these persons are facing away from the center. Now these persons are facing away from the center. In total, how many are there? 8 persons who are facing away from the center. As 8 persons who are facing away from the center, then 8 persons facing away from the center. Then condition number 1. Now in this condition number 1, what is choice 1 here? Data in 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Now P is seated to the immediate right of D. If D is here and P is to the immediate right hand side of D, and P is third to the right of R. As P is third to the right of R, R must be at this place. Then only P is third to the right of R. R who is nearer to C? R is nearer to C means C can be either here or C can be here. Here there are 2 different possibilities to this C. And next one, this is about condition number 1. Then condition number 2, S is seated third to the left of D. D is not nearer to A. SC is seated third to the left of whom? Third to the left of B. SC is seated third to the left of D. Hence, S must be in the place of here. As SC is here, then C will be here. If C is here, then D is then, and third to the right of D, R is nearer to C. SC is seated third to the left of D. D who is not nearer to A. D is not nearer to A. Hence, with the help of this information, can you able to determine then who is in between B and R? The positions of B and R is not known. If B is opposite to D, there is one person, or there could be two persons, or there could be three persons. Hence, choice 1 is not sufficient. Then choice 1 is not sufficient, then coming to choice 2. Whatever this choice 2 here, in choice 2, what is the information given in this choice 2? Data in 1 and 3 are together. As 1 and 3 are together, condition number 1, P is seated to the immediate right of D if D is here. Now P is to the immediate right hand side of D, and third to the right of R. P is third to the right of R is here. And next one, and R who is nearer to C. There are two different possibilities. C can be either at this place or C can be here. There are two possibilities to this C. Then condition number 3, Q is seated third to the left of A. Q is third to the left of A who is seated second to the right of B. And B is not nearer to C. As B is not nearer to C, now Q is seated third to the left of A. If A is here, then Q is seated third to the left of A, and A who is second to the right of B. A is seated second to the right. This is what the information we should have. Isn't it? Now according to this one, tell me where can this C? If C is at this place, first we are taking one possibility, C is here. If C is here, now between Q is seated third to the left of A, then A is here, then 1, 2, 3, Q is seated third to the left of A, isn't it? And then what is the other information here? Then, and B is seated, A who is seated second to the right of B. A is seated second to the right of B, B will be here. Are you getting the answer or not? Now according to this one, tell me who are the persons in between B and R? And there are two persons, isn't it? And this is one point. Or rather than taking A at this place, then is there any possibility to this A? Can A be here? If A is here, Q is seated third to the left of A is not possible. A cannot be here. Can A be here? A cannot be here. Can A be here? A can be here. Why A can be here? If A is here, then C will not be here, then C will be at this place. Isn't it? If C is here, because C is not fixed here, either immediate adjacent to R. If A is here, Q is seated third to the left of A, it is valid. Then at the same time, this A must be second to the right of B. But whereas here, B will be here, then A will be second to the left rather than right hand. And that case is not possible, hence finally, we have only one case, that is the previous one. Clear now? Now the only thing left over is at this place. Isn't it? If you take A at this place, then if A is here 1, 2, 3, then whatever this Q is seated third to the left of A. As Q is seated third to the left of A and A is seated second, but where C is adjacent to R, which is not possible. Hence, that is the only case we have. Hence, are you getting the answer or not? By combining which two, we are getting the answer here? Only 1 and 3. 1 and 3, choice 2 is the answer. Question number 88, it is choice 3. Done? Here the choice is given as 5, but whereas it is 2 itself is enough. Next one, question number 89. Now in this question number 89, as tell me what is the question here, 89? Point SCS. Point X is in which direction with respect to J? Now with respect to J, we need to find out the position of this X. X is in which direction with respect to J? Then in this one, condition number 1, as what is choice 1 here? And 1 and 2. Choice 1 is 1 and 2. SC is to the west of T. T is here. And SC is to the west of T. And T which is to the south of J. T is to the south of J, T and J. And X is to the north of S. X is to the north of S means the center is to the north of S. Among this one, we cannot able to fix out exact position of this X. Hence 1, then condition number 2. What about 2 here? J is to the east of V. J is to the east of V. Now V will be somewhere here. Now in the center is J is to the east of V. V which is to the south of T. And V which is to the south of point T. V which is to the south of point is not possible at all, isn't it? Because if you write V at this place and V is to the west of J is not possible. Hence 1 and 2 cannot be combined in any order, isn't it? As 1 and 2 cannot be combined here, then what is the other possibility we have? Then choice 2 and data in 1 and 3. Now in 1 and 3, and S is to the west of T, T is here, S is to the west of T, T which is to the south of J, T is to the south of J, and X is to the north of S. Now this entire part belongs to this X, X is to the north of S, and T is to the west of Y. T is to the west of Y means Y will be somewhere here. T is to the west of Y, Y which is to the north of W, Y is to the north of W, fine. As Y is to the north of W, now the question is about what? Now the question is about, and point X is in which direction with respect to J? Are you getting the answer here? No. Either X can be, if X is here, that is will be west. If X is here, that will be towards which direction? Northwest. Or if X is here, that can be southwest. Hence we are getting two different answers with the help of this one. This is also not sufficient. 1 and 3 is not sufficient, then 2 and 3. Now in 2 and 3, if you observe here, then what about condition number 2 here? And J is to the east of V, V is here, and J is to the east of V, and V which is to the south of T, V which is to the south of T, X is to the south of W. X is to the south of W, here as of now we do not have any information. And T is to the west of Y. T is to the west of Y, this entire is belongs to Y. T is to the west of Y. Y which is to the north of W. As Y is to the north of W. As Y is to the north of W, Y will be here. As Y is to the north of W, again whether YWX are like this, or YWX is like this, or YWX is like this, that is also not known, isn't it? Now here also we cannot able to determine the direction of this X and Z. Then by combining these two also we cannot able to determine. Why? Because now 1 and 2 cannot be combined at all, because these two are contradicting points. And so what is your answer here? The data in all the statements is also not sufficient, that is choice 589. Then question number 90. Now in this 90, and who earns the highest salary among 6 members in a family? A, B, C, D and F are earning different salaries. Now 6 persons were there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now among these 6 persons, and who is the person is earning the most, highest salary? Now in order to identify the person who is earning the most, now we need to check out the statements and tell me which statement is required to determine the answer. Then choice 1 and 2. 1 and 2, A earns more than only C and D. A is more than only C and D. If A is here, then this C and D can be like this, or C and D can be like this. A earns more than only C and D, because the word only is given. And F earns more than B. As F earns more than B, hence what is the answer here? F earns more than B means, now with the help of condition number 1 alone, yes, A, C and D cannot earn the highest. A, C, D were ruled out because they can be at 4, 5 and 6. At the same time, B also is ruled out because B is lesser than F, and the answer could be either F or E, either E or F. According to condition number 1, we are getting the answer could be either E or F. Then condition number 2, B earns less than E. As B earns lesser than E, B is lesser than E. Next one, while D earns more than A and F. D is more than A and F. As D earns more than A and F, F cannot be the highest, isn't it? As F cannot be the highest, then yes, what is your answer here? Saripinda leda? No, sir. Here, once again, let us check out. Now condition number 1 and 2, right? A, B, C, D, E and F are the 6 persons. Okay. Now condition number 1 and 2. A earns more than only C and D. As A is more than only C and D, hence A, C or D at this place, which implies that this neither A, C or D cannot earn the highest. Ajayate clear kada? The next one. And F earns more than B. As F earns more than B, B cannot earn the highest. Now we have the second information, B earns lesser than E. As B earns lesser than E, while D earns more than A and F. As D earns more than A and F, D is more than F, hence F cannot be here, hence E must be the answer. isn't it? Hence the question itself is wrong. We cannot have the statements like this, isn't it? Because if you directly go with the elimination, I am getting the answer, E is the answer. Elimination lo manam cheyochu leda. But what is the condition here? Now this D earns more than A and F, which is not possible at all. Isn't it? That means the statement itself is a wrong statement. D earns more than A and F. D earns more than A and F, it is not at all possible because D can be either the 5th place or the 6th place. And more than 2%, that is the statement itself is wrong statement. Clear? Hence, elimination is the best process for these type of questions. Because am I getting the answer or not? I am getting the answer, isn't it? Hence, the statement itself is a wrong statement. Then, what about the next one here? Choice 2. Then in choice 2, 1 and 3. Now in 1 and 3, if you observe here, now in 1 and 3, A earns more than only C and D. A is more than only C and D and C and D. And next one, F earns more than B. F is more than B. This is what the information we have. 1. And C earns more than E. C is more than E. As C is more than E, this is also not possible at all, isn't it? And C earns more than E is not possible. C must be more than D or C is the least. Hence, A cannot be combined with any one of these 2 and 3. If you combine this one, the statement itself will be invalid. Then, coming to condition number 2 and 3. Then, if you combine these 2 and 3, tell me what is the information we have? Now, 2 and 3, C and B earns lesser than E. Now, this B earns lesser than E, while D earns more than A and F. D is more than A and F. D earns more than both these two persons, A and F. And B earns lesser than E. B lesser than E, isn't it? B lesser than E, while D earns more than A and F. And C earns more than E. Now this C is what? C is more than E, but less than D. C is lesser than D, isn't it? Less than. F earns more than 2%. As F earns more than 2%, if you observe here A, B, C, D, E and F, and F earns more than 2%, F must be at the 4th place. As F is at the 4th place, F cannot earn the highest. And in this one, D is more than A and F, hence A cannot be the highest. And this E is more than B, hence B cannot be the highest. Now this C and E. Now D got more than C and E, and C and E cannot be here. Then what is the answer here? D is the answer. Clear? Though the order is not finalized, but we can able to finalize the answer. Hence, except D, the remaining persons are lesser than this D. Hence, D earns the highest. Clear enough? Hence, what is your answer here? 2 and 3. If the same thing if you have done with 1 and 2, then also you are getting the answer, isn't it? But the statement is a wrong statement. We cannot have such type of questions. Then 91 to 95, 96 to 100. Yes. 91 to 95, 96 to 100. Tell me which one should I explain? Both these two? 96 on 91 to 95 done? (91 to 95). Because the same question we had discussed in the classroom as well, isn't it? In the classroom, that now in the seating arrangement, high level, the first question is this one only. Then now question numbers 96 to 100. Now imaging dire and accurate trawling. Now here it is based on what? Coding and decoding. Now in this coding and decoding, now 10, 10, 12 and 4 is there. Yes, how could you able to finalize this one? Yes, any answer to this one? Any code to this? Number. Yes, number evaraina finalize chesari number vachindi ela. Yes, anyone please? Those who could able to crack this number. Now in the word imaging, how many letters are there? 7 letters. Now 7 letters were there, isn't it? Next one, what are the numbers given apart from this one? And 7 is there. And in accrual. Now in this one also there are 7. That means 7 is there. At the same time, what is the number which is repeated twice? 10 is repeated twice, isn't it? Hence 7 is 10. As 7 is 10, then in the next one, in the next statement, if you have here seams and licks. Now here 5. As 5 is there, then what is the number which is common? 6 is common. Then how will you get 6 with the help of 5 and 10 with the help of 7? That's what we need to identify. Now 7 plus 3, 10, 5 plus 3, 8, which is not working, isn't it? And 7 into 2, 7 into 2 is so much? 14. 14 minus 4 is 10, and 5 into 2, 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. Into 2 minus 4 is sooner. What is into 2? into 2 is nothing but the number of letters twice minus 4. Now let us check out for the remaining. Remaining కూడా అలా వస్తుందో లేదో ఒకసారి చూద్దాం. Now in this one died. Now in this died 4 letters were there. 4 into 2 8 minus 4, hence it is given as 4. Isn't it? Then what is the other word here? Trawling. Now in this trawling there are 8. 8 into 2 is so much. 8 into 2 16 and 16 minus 4 12. 12 is also there. Isn't it? Hence, and this is nothing but your analogy. First we have taken 7 and 7, the common number is 10, and 5 and 5, the common number is 6. Now we are finalizing the pattern in between these two. Then next one. Now this is about the pattern here. What is the number here? The number is nothing but twice the total number of letters in that word minus 4. Now in this word first let us finalize the letters to this one, amazing. Now to this word amazing, tell me what is the code given to this one. The code is no amazing we cannot finalize as of now because there are two 10s, isn't it? 10 CSN and 10 PJI. But whereas now I could able to finalize to this die, because die there are only 4 letters, and 4 into 2 8, 8 minus 2 is 8 minus 4 is 4. Hence what is the code to this one? Code to this one is 4TG and G. 4TGG, that is the code to the word die. And what else is left over here? Trawling is left over. Now this trawling, then what is the code here? 8 into 2 16 minus 4 12. 12 PGI. Now by combining these two, now we have to derive the logic. As tell me what could be the logic behind this one? Dire. Now 4 has already been done. We have done with this number. Then coming to this one R. R in T means R plus 2 is T. That means second letter from the left hand side plus 2 is the third letter. And similarly N is here. N plus 2P. Are you agreeing with this one or not? And if that is the case, the last letter is what? Last letter E plus G. It is also last letter G plus 2 is I. And now we are left with ING. Now third letter minus 2. Here third letter is what? I. I minus 2 is G. I minus 2 is G. Clear? Last letter plus 2 written at the same place, and to the second letter from the right hand side 2 letters is added and it is written at the third place, and to the third letter from the right hand side 2 letters are separated and it is written as the second place. Done? Then coming to this amazing. Now tell me what is the code to this word amazing. You put Japan amazing code. Now the code is, the number is what? The number is 10, that is fixed. Then for G plus 2, I at the same place. For I, what is the third one? I. Japan third game of only minus 2. Minus 2, and it must be written at the second place. I minus 2 is G. For N plus 2 is P. And 10 PJI. Do we have the 10 PJI or not? 10 PJI this one. Isn't it? And to the word next, what is the next word here? Now to this word actual. ACCURAL. Now in this one, the number is 10. To this L, it is L plus 2 is N. And next one R. And to this R, what should happen to this R? Plus 2 or minus 2? Minus 2 is P. And for A plus 2 is C. That is CPN. CPN? CSN. Why is CSN here? R minus 2. R minus 2 only. Now RAL. Now in this one CSN. Now in this CSN, what is the code here? L plus 2 is N. A plus 2 is C. And R minus 2. R minus 2 and P raval. And CPN is the code. Clear? CPN. Then let us check out the remaining. Remaining work out. Now in this one seems. Now 5 into 2 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. Isn't it? 6 is there. For this S, STU, that means U and U. Rendu S. And M, whatever this M plus what? M plus 2 O. M plus 2 is O. And E minus 2 is C. And next one similarly to this leaks. And the number is 6. S plus 2 is U. And for this K plus 2 is what? K plus 2 is M. And for C minus 2 is A. Isn't it? And in the place of S, we have to take it as P. Okay, in the place of P, we have to take it as S. Then, question numbers 96 to 100. Suppose any doubts? Yes, shall I work out any question here? What is the code to the word Varanasi? Suppose Varanasi, how many letters are there? 8. 8 into 2, 16. 16 minus 4 is 12. Now 12 is the number. Now we need to discuss about the last three letters A, S and I. For I plus 2 is what? I plus 2 is K, S plus 2 is U, and A minus 2 is Y. 12 U by K. 12 U by K undandi? 12 U by K, that is choice 4. Then 12 U by K, choice 4. Then question number, and the code for 8GBT. Now tell me what is the code to this word 8? 8 means, now the total number of letters is 6. 6 into 2, 12 minus 4, 8. And 6 letters should be there. 6 letters, all these were ruled out directly, you can go for choice 1 only. And it is the only word which is having 6 letters. Now in this word 6 letters, R is there, R plus 2 is T, and E plus 2 is D, and D minus 2 is B. సరిపోతుందా లేదా ఆ కోడ్ కూడా? ఆ ఫస్ట్ దాంట్లో మనకు అక్కడ ప్రింటింగ్ మిస్టేక్, టైపింగ్, isn't it? ఎందుకంటే ఈ రెండు క్వశ్చన్స్ ఎందుకు చేశాను చెప్పండి? బికాజ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎ డౌట్. మీకు కొద్దిగా అనుమానం వచ్చింది, సార్ అడ్జస్ట్ చేశారేమో అని అనుమానం వచ్చింది, isn't it? And this is the reason why I have discussed these two questions. Done with this? And this is about paper number 689. Yes, anything else to be discussed?